Hello friends. Well, I'm back doing another video, and this is my introduction video about tarot. And I should just talk a little bit about what tarot means to me personally. I started reading tarot about 1992, 91, when a friend gave me my first personal deck, which was the Enchanted Tarot. So that was my first personal deck. Before that, my mother had a deck of the Rider-Waite deck that I used to play with as a child, but that was the only deck that I knew before this one. And I would read for myself and for friends, and basically would just pull out my cards whenever anything was going on that I wanted sort of some insight. I pretty much did it on a daily basis, just would pull cards and do spreads and sort of get insight into what was going on at the time. And that was how I learned it, just trial and error every time I would lay out a Celtic cross or three-card spread. Three-card spread was my favorite back then. And I would look up the meanings and I would try and figure it out and use my intuition on the images that were on the cards. And that's basically how I started. But I do have a recommendation for people that are going to start on their own, and that is to keep a tarot journal. So pull 3 cards, 1 card a day, 3 cards a day, whatever you're comfortable with, and whatever sort of strikes you. You can do mind, body, spirit. You can do past, present, future. But do a 3-card spread and record it every day in your diary. And not only put what the card is, but put down the meanings to it, so that as you're writing it out, you're going to remember the next time. And you're also, the best thing about doing a journal like this is that you're going to start to see the repetition of pattern in cards. You'll see a repetition in either the suit or a particular card that keeps showing up, and you'll start to understand that this certain card will show up when something in your life is going on. So for me, just personally, the Strength card seems to show up a lot. That seems to be my personal card, and when I find I need to sort of dive deep and do some personal work or shadow work, the Strength card will show up. Another one that shows up for me is Temperance a lot. So if I find I am too far into one particular thing in my life, the Temperance card will keep showing up, meaning I need to get balanced and not spend so much time on one topic. But yeah, tarot is special to me. Like I can't even imagine not doing it at this point. Like I just do it constantly. I carry a deck with me in my purse so that when anybody wants a tarot reading wherever I am, I will do it for them. So I'll do readings for friends. I do readings on a professional level as well, so you can reach me through Autumn Moon Enchantment on Facebook and on Etsy. But for most of the part, I just do it for fun and just to keep an idea on what's going on in the universe and within my life, so that I sort of have a clue as far as what's about to happen. So I thought I would bring out some of my favorite books, and a good one to start with on learning Enchanted Tarot, learning tarot, would be my first book that I got. You can still get this deck, it's still out there. It's called Enchanted Tarot by Amy Zerner, and you can even find her on Instagram. Follow her on there. She does amazing fashion as well. And I just love this deck because it's made of fabrics. It's beautiful. So I'll show. There's the High Priestess. Beautiful cards. And the book is pretty explanatory as far as like what the cards mean, and she goes into, she calls it the dream, as far as describing what the card looks like, and then the awakening, so almost like a spell work as far as what you can do to enchant that card for you, and then the enchantment at the end as well. So yeah, great deck, and I'm so happy that was my first one. The next book is probably my oldest, called The Book of the Tarot. I'm not even sure where I got this or where it came from. Probably a garage sale at some point, but it's been around for a long time. And it's illustrated with the Morgan Greer Tarot. I don't even own the Morgan Greer Tarot, but it's a pretty old deck that's been around for a long time. Yeah, nice book, good descriptions. Another one is Tarot Basics with Evelyn Berger and Johan Fiebig. Some good descriptions in this one. Kind of goes into the basics. Again, a book I've had for a while, so at least since the 90s, I'm not sure. And then here's another one from when I first started. So I would say it was this one, this book, and this book were the two that I used when I very first started, and would look up the meanings daily kind of thing. When I would pull my 3 cards, usually I used to do a past, present, future, and I would look up the meanings. That was these two. So this one is just kind of blunt and to the point. Written by Gail Fairfield, Everyday Tarot. And this one is my go-to book by Nancy Guerin. Love this one. This is the one that I would just, like, you can tell I've just been like, I've read that one forever. So constantly looking up the card meanings or whatever. Like, look, it's like I've spilled some coffee or something on it. So it's looking a little worse for wear. But yeah, well used and well loved. And then, let's see. I also have this one, which has some beautiful artwork in it. Again, this was probably a thrift store find, I'm going to guess by the sticker on there. But has some beautiful pictures and artwork in it. Looks like the Emperor there. Goes through all the cards. Probably has some spreads in there. But just a pretty book. I love books from the 70s. It looks like it's from the 70s. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. And then the next book I sort of got just recently. These two books are recent books. Would be Around the Tarot in 78 Days by Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin. There's some good explanations in this one. Now, I did find this book a little confusing in that they do not follow the order of the tarot. So they jump around. So if you want a book that you just want to look for a quick meaning of a card, this one can be a little confusing because it's not in order. Major Arcana is numbered, so you can usually just flip through a book and just go straight to whichever card you want. But this one is not done that way, so you sort of have to look at the front and then figure it out and then go to wherever it is in the book. But the explanation is worth it because this is one that you can just sit down and read because it kind of goes into more of the psychological meanings of the cards. And then my next one is my favorite recent purchase, which is The Secrets of the Waite-Smith Tarot by Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin. Oh, awesome book. So this one not only goes into the psychological meanings of the cards, but it also goes into the meanings of the symbols in the artwork, which is really important. because there's so much hidden in these cards. When you start getting into the Rider-Waite deck and really looking at it, there's so much hidden meaning in them. And Pamela Cole Smith was the artist, and she also had Edward Waite giving her the ideas of what to do with the cards in the art. So there's tons of hidden meanings in it, and you'll miss it if you're just sort of looking at them and not know the meanings behind everything. Which you can certainly do. Like there's the interesting thing about tarot is that there's sort of two schools of thought for tarot. There's those that sort of look at tarot and they just read it with the pictures, just by using intuition only, and they never sort of learn the, I'm not going to say true meanings, but the normal meanings of cards, and just use their intuition. And you know, I can appreciate them doing that, but I think it's sort of like wasting. It's wasting all the meaning that's put into those cards, because there's so much depth to them. It's much more than just an oracle deck, because if you're looking at just the artwork and you're just using your intuition, that's like using an oracle deck, which there's lots of lovely oracle decks out there. Don't get me started on that. I've got a whole other collection of oracle decks, but in my opinion, I think you should learn the actual meanings behind the cards and then also use your intuition. So it's like you're using your mind and your spirit, and the two together, the reading is much more in depth. So that's just sort of my personal opinion. If you want to leave a comment about it, feel free to. No flaming, please. I don't want a war started about the whole thing. I know that lots of tarot readers out there have their own opinions. So, but please leave a comment, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon. Thanks. Bye.